Yo, it's that time. Get ready to unwind with Jillian on the mic. The best you'll find. Pop that cork. Let's start to chat on the PoliWine podcast where it's all that. Join the crew as we dive into the scene. Current events heated, know what I mean? Jillian sitting pretty while pouring the wine. Hot topics bubbling, everything aligns. From politics to the latest in fame. Reality TV, it's never the same. Grab your glass, let's raise it high. In the world of crazy, we're never shy.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on PoliWine, where we'd like to take a deep dive into stories pulled from the media and have a fun time while breaking it down. I'm Jillian, and let's get into it. There is so much to get into today in such a short amount of time, and you know how we are on the show. We combine everything from international conflict to congressional drama to celebrity chaos to streaming television, all into one emotional support group. So here we are, and let's get into it. So let's start off in the war, the U.S. war in Iran. So where are we? Well, that is the multi-billion-dollar question, right? We just found out last week, according to Hegseth, on when he was testifying in front of the Oversight Committee, that so far the U.S. war in Iran has already cost the U.S. taxpayers about $25 billion with a B dollars so far, and they're getting ready to go to Congress to ask for more money to fund this war. So that's where we are standing financially right now, okay? And I have been listening to a lot of financial experts, and many of them say that that number seems quite low. And according to some other stories that have come out online, and I'm talking Reddit, and through some major news outlets, and also kind of some rumors in the political spheres, and just allegedly, from the stories that we've heard, it seems like there might be some disconnect in communication between, some departments of the administration, let's say, if you will. And that is what clearly is happening with the mission and conflict in Iran. Is the true details, all the details, getting all the way to the top, correct? So does the president, the commander-in-chief, know all the fine details about what's going on in the war? I'm sure you're not going to know everything, right? That's what you have your admirals and generals and your top military officials for. But you do want to know the big issues. And that's really the question is, does he know that? And if he does, is he getting all of an accurate information? So that really is the question. And that's kind of the rumors that are coming out in the DC area. So we will see. But right now, the U.S. citizens, we really don't have a lot of information. We don't have a lot of to go on. And we keep talking about this media spin, right? Why are we there? What are the true sources? Is it for the nuclear thing? Sure, yes, we've been told that. And that was off the table, back on the table. Now we have the Strait of Hormuz. The tensions are so high there. We have the dual blockade, right? And the ceasefire. Now, there have been reports that there has been some military action, okay? Reports that has happened, which has really could jeopardize that very, very, very fragile ceasefire. So we don't really know. But where are we? And is the conversation for a proposal to end this war, are we getting any further, right? Because we are in talks right now. And what will come out of this proposal and what will Iran agree to? That's where those questions are. And we really don't know. And every time that the journalist asked those in the administration when they're in the press conference, 1 minute it's going to be a quick war. It's going to be a couple weeks. Now we're 2 months in, and how long could it be? And then we're told, well, it could go on indefinite, as long as I want. So we don't know, but The cost is very high financially to taxpayer dollars, and we're going to be asking for more, which is outrageous. And where are we getting this money? Okay. And then we have the extremely high cost of American lives of our soldiers that are over there fighting and losing their lives in this battle. So what are we getting out of it right now? We really have no idea. And where will we go from here? And how long will this military action or conflict go on? We don't know. And then again, how much will it cost? Because I tell you, the price tag is getting astronomical. And not only that, about the cost of the war, the gas prices are just skyrocketing. And I got to tell you, that is the conversation of everyone, everywhere, every single day. And when I turn on the news first thing in the morning, when I'm having my coffee, that's definitely one of the subjects that is on every local news story and national news story is the price of gas. And it is going up. It seems like every night, definitely weekly, but it's like 7 cents last night in certain areas, 7 cents last night alone. So it's going up daily. So it's not only this gas, the price at the grocery store, everything is increasing. So I don't understand. And some economists, please explain this to me. And I think to most, but how is the economy so rough for so many, but yet for so many, but yet the stock market is surging and the numbers are through the roof. So I think we really need to talk about insider trading, market manipulation. I know there's a lot coming out in the story about prediction markets, and now there's actually some legal action being taken on some of those people that are really betting a lot of money, that have inside knowledge of either financial actions, military actions that are upcoming, and place these large bets on these prediction markets. So we're seeing some fallout come out of that. Thank goodness. But I think there needs to be a lot more investigation on what is going on in the prediction markets and absolutely the stock markets, because something just isn't adding up. And I'm not an economist. I am definitely not a mathematician, but somebody, the basic knowledge of math can tell you something is very off here, and we need to have some investigations into it, because it's not going consistently what we've ever seen before with the market. So somebody, please help us out here. And now as we're talking about ridiculous amounts of money, well, let's just throw in the ballroom. Yes, that is right. Senate has now proposed a $1 billion budget for the ballroom. Yes, they want to add on to Trump's East Wing modernization project and kind of wrap that into the immigration bill. But yes, now they want to ask for $1 billion for the ballroom. Now, I thought that $400 million ballroom was going to be by donation. It would not affect taxpayer dollars. But now they want to clump this in. The Senate is proposing to clump this in with immigration and security, because following the security breach, if you will, or the incident last week at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right? So that was a situation. So instead of talking about gun control, mental health, security, things like that, no. Let's go directly to the ballroom, okay? And let's just purge about $1 billion more from the American taxpayers. Oh my goodness. Where are we getting this money from? So that is it. But we were told we were not going to have to pay for it. And now $1 billion, I can't. So like I said, that's following the whole thing that happened with the White House Correspondent Dinner with the security breach last week. And then this past week, we had another shooter on the mall that was right out by the White House that was shooting at the national security on the mall and was screaming vulgarities about the White House. Now, this individual was apprehended and captured by police, but yes, there was another incident at the mall right around the White House. So that's 2 in 2 weeks. So The political violence is just ramping up at an all-time high, and it's getting a little scary and very, very troubling. So can we please tone down the rhetoric? And yes, I understand we want to have this security out there. And I got to tell you, DC, there is a lot of police. We have the National Guardsmen out there and women, and it is. You have military police, you have Secret Service. I mean, it is a very, very secure place. And for this to be happening this frequently, we got to tone it down. We have got to center ourselves and come back together, because this is just crazy and nobody really feels very safe anymore. And it's just very sad. And yeah, where do we go from here? But speaking of where do we go from here, the story that just keeps going on and won't go away, and I got to tell you, the Trump administration cannot swat this story away like an annoying mosquito, and that is Jeffrey Epstein. It is still circling around, and just when things kind of quiet down, because there's so much chaos happening in the world and so many stories that are coming out just at a rapid pace, well, this just keeps circling the drain, and it's been a little quiet lately, right? Well, now there was a story that was released that there was a suicide note found in Jeffrey Epstein's cell, and it was found by his cellmate a little while after his death. So evidently he had turned that in to the attorneys and stuff like that. So it has been in possession of, I guess, of legal teams, but supposedly there is a suicide note. Now, the suicide note was, I'm going to continue to say supposedly, written 2 weeks before his suicide. Do we know if this is an authentic letter by Jeffrey Epstein? I guess that is still to be determined. But yeah, now there's a suicide note, and I'm sure everybody online that still question, is it a suicide? Was it something else? Will now question this letter as well, the authenticity of this letter as well. Is it the real Jeffrey Epstein? Did he really write this? Did he not? And I happened to watch TMZ this afternoon, and they were interviewing somebody who was, I think, a cellmate next to Jeffrey Epstein for quite some time. And they came out and asked him, do you think that he wrote this letter and could have been suicidal? And in his opinion, what he said on the show was, I think so. So we shall see, but I'm sure this letter is going to be dissected by everyone online. And it is a very odd letter. It is. For a man that was so boastful about himself, Jeffrey Epstein, it seems like an unusual letter. But I'm sure that's going to be torn apart, and we will hear about this. But yeah, a supposed suicide letter. Jeffrey Epstein just keeps going. I hope something really comes out of this. And also, Howard Lutnick. Yeah, that's right. He was back speaking in front of the Oversight Committee the other day, testifying about his relationship to Epstein in a closed meeting. But yeah, back on the hook. So it's things are happening. It's happening. So I just hope we see something serious soon, some major fallout, because follow the money, and Howard Lutnick is a good place to start. Now, again, he claims his innocence. He really didn't know him, although the story has changed a bit from the original story that he was neighbors and met him once and never wants to meet him again. Well, that's changed, but he claims his innocence, and we will see. But these are all allegations, but he testified in front of the Oversight Committee. So, but it just will not go away. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But as we're talking about dysfunction and unusual, crazy stories, I want to get to a crazy group of guys that I tell you I love. I continue to love. They have been around forever. And this group has stronger ties and that has lasted longer than most political alliances, my guys of the Rolling Stone. Yes, you got Mick, you got Keith, you got the rest of them, and they're releasing a new album. Yes. Yeah, these guys are still going strong and cranking it out. And I continue to say, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, Keith Richards, I'm going to include you, Mick Jagger, and I've said it before, Charlie Sheen. These men should be tested by science, by medicine. And you've got to test the longevity, health. I mean, I don't know how their hearts, livers, kidneys are still functioning, but there is something to be said about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm telling you, it must feed the soul in a good way. I mean, Keith Richards, with everything he's done in his life, he just fell out of like a coconut tree and was like in intensive care for a long time because there's major trauma that he sustained from that fall. I got to tell you, I really want to hear the story leading up to going up inside the coconut tree way high up there and falling out of it. I want to hear that story. I'm sure that is something. But yeah, and still survived, gets up and lives on to play another song and release another album. I'm telling you, it's magic. These men are magic. So the Rolling Stones, their new album, Foreign Tongues, is set to release on July 10th of this year, 2026. So go out and get it. I'm telling you, these guys, I've seen before. I've seen them. I'll see him again. Mick Jagger, you can have those hips replaced as many times as you want. That man still got moves. Adam Levine, you are right. Moves like Jagger. That guy, swinging the hips. Michael Myers from SNL, you nailed it years ago with the swagger. Yes, moves like Jagger, and go watch him work his way up that stage with Keith and all the other guys of the Rolling Stones, July 10th, Foreign Tongues. Go get it. Years ago, there was a meme that was released because Mick Jagger and Mitch McConnell are the same age, and you see them side by side in this meme, and Mitch McConnell looks frail and just broken, and Mick Jagger's like swag and styling with a smile, and it says sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yes, it is the medicine that cures the soul. So go get it. I love it. I love these guys. And I mean, let this story be your inspiration and motivation, because I guess that's really that's the medicine of life. Go have fun, live hard, live long, laugh, and enjoy, party it, whatever you want to do. But just most important, live life to the fullest. I mean, move like Jagger. I love it. And and party like Keith Richards, evidently. Please study this man. Study all three of them. Mick, Charlie, and Keith. I'm telling you, I want to know what is in the sauce. Okay? What is in the DNA that keeps them kicking? Like, it was Sean Penn in Charlie Sheen's documentary, which was a really, really good documentary. Go out and watch it if you can. Great. It's like I Am Charlie Sheen or something like that. I forget the name, but it's a really good, and he has a book too. Even Sean Penn, who's good friends with Charlie Sheen, and that guy has been known to party, was like, the copious amounts of alcohol and drugs that this man consumed would kill any human or animal on the planet. But Charlie just keeps going. And yeah. If Sean Penn says that about you, then right? Wasn't it Fiona Apple, the singer, that said she sobered up after she saw like Sean Penn party one night? So I think it was hard. Don't quote me, but it was something like that. I'm like, girl, that's hard. That's hard. But God, I'd love to be a fly on the wall to watch that. I bet that was so good. But yeah, I mean, come on. But I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to get it, to listen to it, and go see the show. So Rolling Stones, the new album, it's just another shot away. So go out and get it. So July 10th, now we're going to work our way to the entertainment of television and the world of streaming. I must talk about the new show on Netflix. It was a little mini series, and that was called Funny AF with Kevin Hart. And that was a comedy competition. Have we seen these before? Yes, we have many times. What was the last one? Was the last one called was it Last Comic Standing or something like that? That was a while back. About the ones that we've seen before. They were on cable. So there's a lot of restraints and censorship. So you really couldn't let loose and get raunchy. Well, this was on Netflix. So we did not have those restraints, and you had Netflix money. So you had the pizzazz factor, no question. But you also had the power factor of celebrity, right? You had Kevin Hart, he was the host, and they were bringing all of them. They had Nikki Glaser, they had Tom Segura, they had Chelsea Handler, Chris Rock, and the list keeps on going. There were so many talented comedians that were mentors on that show. A really good group of comedians that auditioned for the show. And the comedians that moved forward really were the comedians that earned and deserved the slot. We had some really good, funny people, young, well-seasoned comedians, a good mix. Only a few that were new, most of them very well-seasoned, and you can tell, and the work paid off. There was a few that I was really hoping would make it a little bit further. Eva, I'm talking about you. I really, really liked you. The contestants who made it to the final four were truly the right contestants that deserve that spot for the final four. They were really, really good, and they were the top four. And those contestants were, and I'm going to read it off so I get the name right. We had Caitlin Palufo, Ron Taylor, Usama Siddiqui, and Reg Thomas. And it was so awesome. Like, it kind of had like the final four, the finale was really cool. It had like an American Idol kind of feel where you could vote. You were allowed to be a participant, in this competition. You were allowed to vote and join in. I really liked it. And I mean, you had like 1 minute to vote. So it was quick, but I liked it. You got to see these people along the way, their stories. And I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes. So you get to see them evolve. And the final episode, the finale, they showed up and they showed out and they were great. Caitlin, amazing. You are so raunchy and hilarious. I'm telling you, girl, I would see 100 times over and over. You were amazing. Usama Siddiqui, oh my God, you had that laugh. You were funny. You were so tall. Amazing. Ron Taylor, you were great. You were funny. You brought a uniqueness and style to the stage that I really liked. And raunchy, too funny and unexpected. He looks so sweet and innocent. You don't expect him to come out and say the things that he does. There's a little bit of a shock factor there. Funny, funny, funny. Reg Thomas, I loved him. There was just like this critique and this critical approach that he took on himself, and I thought it was great. That whole skit about the orgy and him as being a sensei, I was dying. I was dying. So, I mean, it was so good, but we had to choose a winner, and Ron Taylor won the top spot. So, winner of the first season of Funny AF on Netflix. It was really good. It was a great watch. I enjoyed all the comedians, really funny. And I liked that they were so good. Nikki Glaser was on the finale, and she, the 2 runner-ups, she was like, you guys are so funny. I want to give you a spot on my show as an opening act. Usama, who was the actual runner-up to the winner, Ron Taylor, he was just kind of left there. Like, I'm like, is somebody going to give him an opening to a show? What's happening here? He was just kind of left solo, but I'm sure you are taking off today. So congratulations to all the contestants. You're all winners. But to Ron, you were the best. And Caitlin, I loved you. You were the only female on the stage. So I was so proud of you, and you were awesome, awesome, awesome. Hacks, HBO Max. Go watch it. It's the final season. Gene Smart, you are so funny. The writing on the show is great. It is so quick-witted, funny, and the things that they get him into. I mean, it's just 30 minutes of hilarity and just fun relationships. I hate to see the show go, but it has been a really strong run, and I'm enjoy watching it ride into the sunset. It's been a great show, and so Jean Smart, I hope you get another award for it. You are just mwah, perfect in this role as Deborah Vance. You are awesome. Everybody on the show is good. It's a really great cast. I love it. Also, if you're on HBO Max and you're watching Hacks, go watch The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow. I'm telling you, there is a reason they brought it back. It is so funny. It's dry humor and it is dry wit. And I got to tell you, I love it. I love it. I laugh so hard. Lisa Kudrow, your character, you are so good at that role. I love it. Again, I don't want to see it go. It's just humor, but like all good things, we got to enjoy it while we have it. So go watch The Comeback, Hacks, HBO Max. Those two leading ladies, you will not be disappointed. I got to get my fix while I still can. But there's one other show I really want to talk about, and I haven't much. I think I talked about it before during the first season, but that is on Apple TV Plus, and that is Friends and Neighbors. Yes, it's John Hamm, Amanda Peet, Olivia Munn, many other really good, strong cast. Funny, good writing. John Hamm, very successful, and ends up losing his job and becomes a burglar, a cat thief, and starts robbing his very wealthy community and starts stealing from high-end people and people in his country club, and just it's really cool. I like it. But the one thing that I like about it is when he starts talking about like high-end items that he's going to steal or he's looking to buy or mostly steal, he starts going into the description of what every detail is and why it is worth the value of his value. I'm like, that kind of effect is really, really cool. But I mean, it is chaos. You see adults in utter dysfunction. And when you are in these very small enclaves of wealth and high society, you are in a very isolated, weird bubble. And they really kind of get into that dynamic of that weird universe quite well. So I'm enjoying watching it. I'm enjoying the chaos. I mean, it really is all over the place. It's an emotional roller coaster for sure. And I'm really enjoying it. So, and I also want to say, Amanda Peet, thank you so much for discussing all the things that we need to right now. And that is women that are going through that stage in their life where it's perimenopause, menopause. They're talking about it. I love all the girl scenes in the sauna where you're just getting it all out. I think that is very, very cool. So I'm enjoying the show. So Friends and Neighbors, Apple TV Plus, go watch it. But that is it for us today. We will get into more on the next show. I want to get into the Valley. Kristen Doty, I got to tell you, I am loving you this season. You are raw. You are fragile. You are going through it. You are postpartum. And to see this side of you, I got to tell you, girl, I sympathize. And I think you showing this difficult side of you is really the best side I've ever seen of you. So I can't wait to get into that. We'll get into some more politics. We'll get into it all. But join us next time. But thank you so much. Catch us on TikTok at PoliWine, on Instagram at PoliWine Time, and go listen to PoliWine wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time. See you soon. Bye.